you turn on his side or what? Let him know that we're not hearing it.
John, we can't hear you, please. Can you unmute yourself from that end? John Garrett, we can't hear you here.
I would suggest we give them a few minutes, like say 2 to 3 minutes to find out what is happening.
Yeah. Did you send that call you can hear it online?
Not hearing it. Maybe the problem is pronunciation. Let him still know that we are not hearing you. Is the problem from our side?
2 ways. Maybe from the side.
We are not hearing you.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Yes. Hello, can you hear us? Santana, Babu, Alain, can you hear us? Okay, great. I shall start again. So, thank you very much for the invitation to participate in this session today. My name is John Garrett. I'm based in London, in the United Kingdom, and I work for WaterAid, the international NGO focusing on water, sanitation and hygiene. It's a real pleasure to be here today and to welcome participants to this, the 55th International Conference of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, taking place in the coal city of Enugu this week. As we know, the theme of the conference is the Nigerian urban and regional planning rule and the challenge of national development. And the session today is very much aligned with that theme of the conference. So today's meeting, which includes participants both physically present and also online, is focusing on the Nigerian City Development and Climate Impact Challenge, or in short, the City Impact Challenge 2024. Now the challenge has received 15 projects, and 5 of these have been meticulously considered and selected by the Technical Advisory Committee who are participating today. And all of this has taken place under the leadership of His Excellency Mr. Mauricio Rodas, the former mayor of Quito in Ecuador, Latin America. So the purpose of the session today is to present the 5 projects which have been selected by the Technical Assistance Committee. We have projects from Bauchi State, from Delta, and also from Lagos State. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing the presentation of these and the views of the Technical Assistance Committee as they assess the quality of these projects. With that, and a very warm welcome to everyone, I'd like to hand back to Town Planner Babawale, who will moderate from the room. Thank you very much indeed.
Please, a round of applause for John. Thank you very much, John. Then to give up the opening remarks, I will have the honor to invite Nathaniel Ashebide, the National President, Nigerian Institute of Town Planner, to the podium. Thank you very much.
Distinguished participants, good morning. It is a pleasure that this year again we have the participation of Arctic Infrastructure in our international conference. This collaboration started about 10 years ago, and it has actually been very active in contributing to the quality of our discussions in our conferences. You will recall that every year is a new dimension in terms of discussion of contemporary issues and trying to adopt current best practices globally. We are glad that, well, about 2 years ago, through this collaboration and submissions that were made in a competition, the Nigerian Institute of Town Planning was one of the winners, one of the best contestants, which would have international collaborators that would have been building of our national headquarters until we didn't actually get through. This year again, they have been involved in various discussions and competitions, and we are glad that quite a lot of filtration process took place. We really and sincerely appreciate Arctic Infrastructure. I must actually commend Town Planner Lukman Oshodi. He gives us new dimensions in terms of advocacy and how planners can be engaged in environmental issues, social issues, fiscal planning issues. And this is a lesson to many of us who are thinking, where shall we go as town planners? This is a very clear example of what we can do. It is not done only through drawing lines. We can also draw minds and make sure that people get engaged, get educated through good advocacy. And this advocacy can have, beyond local support, some international supports. I also want to appreciate Town Planner Oshodi because of the young brains that he has engaged, ladies and gentlemen in his office, and they are working tirelessly. I don't think they have sleeping hours or resting hours, because even in the middle of the night, I get their messages talking about how we can do better in terms of managing issues of climate change and planning in this country. Once again, I want to appreciate those of you who are here. Let us make the best out of this discussion, and I'm sure that we'll have something to learn. Thank you, and I wish you good participation.
A round of applause for the National President. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I will call on Paula Sevilla, who is going to introduce the member of Technical Advisory Committee to us. Over to you, Paula. Paula is going to join us online.
the city. And we'll start with the presentation of the advisory committee. His Excellency Quito, Ecuador, has served as the chair of the technical. Ecuador has served as the chair. Following His Excellency Rodas, we also have Ebun Akinsete, who's a senior researcher at the Area Network in Greece. Thank you for joining us. She is online. We also have Emily Maehara, the head of finance, engagement, and partnerships at C20. We have Timayin Uwe. We also have joining. For the German Insurance Corporation Agency and MDC partner in NGAZ. And last but not least, Salako Lajumoke, Assistant Chief Scientific Officer of the Desk Office of Agriculture and Climate Change at the National Council on Climate Change. So thank you all of the members of the Technical Advisory Committee for joining. We will be hearing some of the feedback following the presentation of the projects. I will hand it over to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you,
Please, we have information that some of us that are in this hall are joining the online streaming. Please, it's stopping and this program. Please, can you please off? Please, next on the agenda is the background to the City Impact Challenge 2024. And to take us on this journey is no other person than the Project Director, Active Infrastructure, Tamplana Lukman Oshodi, Fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Tamplana. Please, a round of applause for him.
Yes. Good morning, distinguished fellows, members of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners and other participants at this session. So I have the pleasure to be here again to deliver this message or to deliver this remark on the City Impact Challenge. We will be known as the International Conference has been adopted. This to me is the second stage in the series of activities come that we internationalize NITP activities. In my opinion, NITP should now proceed to the stage by co-opting international colleagues and experts. Introduction to the leadership of the NITP, past President Tony Ayinde, FNITP, Tamplana Nathaniel Atebije, the National President, Tamplana Shime Oguna, the first National Vice President, members of the Executive Council, fellows, and distinguished members of the Institute for giving us this platform to make a contribution to the existential issue of climate change and make contributions to humanity. Our appreciation to the members of the Technical Advisory Committee for the good job done in selecting the 5 projects. Under the leadership of His Excellency, Mr. Mauricio Rodas, former Mayor of Quito in Ecuador. We have Dr. Ebun Akishete from Area Network in Greece, Emilia Mahera, Head of Finance at C40, Mr. Timeu Uweja Momere, Managing Partner, CEO Mangrove and Partners Limited, Agnes Masurek, Global Head of Private Apex Group, Patriot from National Institute of Urban Affairs in India, and of course Danish Kesh from Climate Policy Advisor. And lastly, to Mrs. Salako Olajumoke from National Council on Climate Change. I will equally appreciate the facilitators, John Garrett from Waterhead, UK. We have Paula Sefila from IEED, and our own Tamplana Babawale from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development in Lagos. So our appreciation to all the members, especially to the GIZ, for the technical support provided to this process. So it's a journey for us together on the climate resilient issue for our urban development process for our cities. So we thank you for providing the opportunity to collaborate and partner on this climate resilient journey. Thank you very much.
Tamplana Lukman Oshobi, we are very grateful for this. Thank you very much. I will now call on John, who is going to introduce to us His Excellency Mauricio Rodas, former Mayor of Quito, Ecuador, Chair of the Technical Advisory Committee, for his overview of the project selection process. Over to you, John. So after that one.
Advisory Committee, the leader, His Excellency Mr. Mauricio Rodas, the former Mayor of Quito in Ecuador.
The Technical Advisory Committee, headed by His Excellency Mayor Mariko Rodas, the facilitators for the CIC sections, all existing and potential partners and investors present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the project Biomass Briquette Value Chain Development to the entire gathering in this auditorium. What is this project all about? The project focuses on developing a sustainable business briquette value chain in Azare, Ingi, and Toro local government of Bauchi State in order to produce an eco-friendly briquette as an alternative to traditional cooking fuel and promote renewable energy use in both rural and urban households in Nigeria. Looking at the map over there, that's the map of Bauchi State. And Bauchi State is the fourth biggest state in Nigeria. Then why am I picking Bauchi State? When you look at that map, that is the land cover map of Bauchi State. And from the land cover map, you can see that Bauchi State have 91% agricultural land use. And apart from that, the Toro local government, which was is bigger than 6 states in Nigeria. Enugu state as a whole is just a little bit bigger than Toro local government. And when they have the agricultural land waste, the TIRES framework of World Bank that shows that for any assessment of method to be measured for access of modern cooking, there are some factors, 6 factors that should be considered. It should be safe, it should be available, it should be convenient, there must be efficiency, and there must be exposure. And when you look at all these, briquette can achieve this, except for the fact that it's not available in Nigeria. And you are going to see the Nigerian National Clean Cooking Policy was approved by the National Executive Council in March this year, and from there it was proposed that for us to have a clean cooking energy in Nigeria by 2030, we must have 5% of briquette, and that is the purpose for these enter the graduation in Nigeria. Indoor air pollution for the feminine gender, high cost of energy sources, and that is why we are trying to provide a solution that will provide a sustainable energy production in Nigeria, community-based approach, and economic benefit and environmental sustainability, at the same time providing employment for the people of Nigeria. We are almost rounding up on that. The project implementation, by God's grace, will start by January next year, while the monitoring and evaluation is the last stage. To the next slide, the project outcomes. What are the things we want to gain from this project? The economic development, we are going to have job creation for the youth, increased income, diversification of livelihood, and the environmental sustainability aspect of it. There will be reduction in deforestation, there will be improvement in air condition and air quality, and there will be carbon sequestration. And the community development aspect of it, there will be improved access to energy, enhanced energy security, and community development. If you look at it, those are the pictures of what the briquette looks like. And by the time we are able to finish this project, there will be cleaner and healthier environment, reduced greenhouse gas emission, and sustainable energy solution. Now to the next slide. What this project is all about value chain development. It's not only about producing briquette, but how can this briquette be put into use? If Nigeria is saying for us to have a clean energy by 2030, 5% of the energy usage for cooking should come from briquette. And if we ask ourselves in this hall now, we can hardly see 0.5% of any one of us using briquette now, then there is a problem somewhere. And that is why we are doing the value chain, right from sourcing the raw materials, going to the production process, then the distribution, the consumers, then that will be the end use, whereby there will be some supporting services like transportation, storing and packaging, marketing and training, and those are what the graphics are showing. Now to the next slide. We know for any project to be visible, there must be a financial aspect, and that is why the financial aspect of this project was subdivided into 4. We have the land acquisition and construction, we have equipment and machinery, the feedstock, the working capital, the contingencies. And that makes it that in Azare, which is from Kantugu, the northern senatorial district of Bauchi State, we are projecting that with $150,779, we are going to be able to achieve something tangible. And in Ingi local government of Ingi in the Central Senatorial District of Bauchi, we are going to have $149,495, and for the last senatorial district, which is Torotoro local government, which is the Southern Senatorial District, we are going to have with $149,495, we are going to achieve this kind of a big project. Now to the next slide. The funding aspect, looking for so many funding sources from government grants and subsidies, private investors, financial institutions, partners with corporations interested in sustainability initiative. Then the project current needs of those projects, we need technical expertise. Though I've done a lot of online, I just finished my program under environmental sustainability as well, and this is even my postgraduate research, which has been defended, and from there this project has came out. And also we need partnership with local communities, financial institutions, research institutions, and the good news about this project is it is done in the north, in the eastern part of Africa, and presently Kenya is the highest importer of briquette in the whole wide world. And now we are bringing out this so that we can compete with them, and hopefully in the next 3 years we'll be in the race as well. Now to the next slide, because of my limited time. These are the proposed design for the value chain development of Baumas, the entrance model. But we know for every project we don't just get that right from the onset, and that is why the last one is there, whereby that will be our takeoff site. In order to start, then we start the challenge market penetration, because I know that a lot of people do not even know about briquette yet. So we know we are going to have issues with that, and infrastructural costs, because anything that has to do with energy production is very costly. Then the regulatory framework. But the good news is presently Bauchi State and even the whole of Northeast, they are really working on sustainable, less costly, and I know with that we can easily overcome most of these odds. Now the future dimension, production volume, the household adoption rate, the reduction in the traditional fuel usage. Now in conclusion, the Baumas briquette value chain development in Bauchi State will offer a significant potential for sustainable energy production, economic growth and environmental benefits for the whole of Nigeria. And despite the challenges such as infrastructural costs, the project will be successful with appropriate policies, support, research, and for Bauchi State and Nigeria at large. Now I will be ungrateful if I did not even thank Nigeria Institute of Town Planner, most especially my state chapter, Ondo State chapter, for grooming me right from 2005 to date, and from there I tap most of this professional knowledge. I say thank you and God bless. Thank you, sir.
A round of applause for Odediran Bukola Sunday. We have other 4 presentations which is going to be taken online, and Paula will now introduce the presenter to us. Over to you, Paula.
Kido and Chair of the Technical Advisory Committee. So before going to the next presentation, we will give